Hello, my name is David, and this is the Numismatic Minute. And today we have two things, a currency update and a thank you. A thank you to everybody that's watching. As you may have already noticed, the sound is a bit different. That's because I've purchased a microphone and am attempting to learn how to edit audio using Audacity and trying to increase the production value of these videos as a way of just saying thank you for watching. I want to produce the best product that I can for everybody that's taking the time out of their day to watch these videos. So thank you. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the best product that I possibly can. But enough of that. On to the currency update. Now, this is just going to be notes that were not in my previous video. So if you haven't seen any of my collection, then you're welcome to go back and to watch that video. If you have, then this is a great time to start. And at the very, very end, we will have a correction of errors from that particular video. So stick around. I led you astray if anybody took anything in that other video for gospel. There is one thing that needs to be updated. Stick around to the end. For now, what do we have? We have a 5 of a kind, a 2017, Series 2017 Federal Reserve note, and that is a 718-99999. And not in too bad condition. It's got a little bit going on with the ink, just from being printed. This was pulled straight from a bundle. So, you know, it just happens that way. If you open a brick or if you open a bundle, you'll notice that not very many of those notes are actually perfect or in fantastic condition. So other than that, this is completely uncirculated. So that is my 5 of a kind note. So what do you do to one up a 5 of a kind note? You get a 6 of a kind, and that's exactly what I have found. Found a 6 of a kind with 6 8s all in a row, and that's 41888888, and that's a Series 2017 Federal Reserve note. And again, a little bit going on in the back, just like the other one, but that is okay. And next, another series of 2017. This one came from the same brick as the previous one, and we have a radar note, a Federal Reserve note radar note. And that's 418888814 with 4 8s in the middle. And that's a Series 2017. Again, a little bit going on there on the reverse of the note. And I believe it's all coming from the portrait. It's all coming from Washington, where all of that ink is showing up on the reverse of the note. It's coming from Washington, I believe is where that is. A little bit extra ink was put on that, apparently, when it was being printed, and it shows. Next, this one is a slightly higher denomination. We have a $100 Federal Reserve note, radar note. Serial number 893-66398. And this is certainly my highest denomination radar note, so I was certainly happy to find it and didn't even take the time to look through the rest of the brick. It was a brick of $100,000 and didn't even waste time looking through the rest. I knew this one was going to be in there, so I just decided to jump on it and go for this one. Besides, didn't have the capital for the others, even if there was anything cool in there anyway. But yeah, this is probably I think this is my favorite radar note, just because I've got the most invested in it up to this point. Face value, but still, that is a lot to be putting into a particular bill, especially modern currency. So that is my $100 Federal Reserve note, radar note. And next, a note that's been absent from my collection for quite a while, but I'm glad that it has finally joined the fold. And that is my Silver Certificate Series 1935A North African note. And if you don't know what the North African note is, it is just like the Hawaii note. The idea was that if anything happened and this money fell into enemy hands, it could easily be identified and declared not valid, not legal tender, and not good for any purchasing, at least with the United States. So that is my Series 1935A North African note. And next, some gold, or at least how you might have gotten some gold back in 1922. Series 1922 Gold Certificate, and it's a nice note. I am glad to have it. It's one of my favorite notes in my collection, but I don't think it trumps the 1914 Federal Reserve note, the transportation note. But it is a very nice note nonetheless. Gotta love the color that's on the back. Nice note. I like it. Glad to have it in my collection. And next, what do we have? We have a 1917 Sawhorse note. If you're familiar with these, Sawhorse just refers to the back of the note with that X in the United States of America. And I just think it's a very ornate note. It's nice. There's a lot of detail going on here. Everything from the promise to persecute, instead of a promise to pray, call it a promise to persecute, that's on the back, to the designs, the intricate designs that are going around the U.S. and of. And over in the corners, the $1 and $1. It's just nice. All to have this totally blank section that is on the back left of the note where it says Series 2017, which I think is interesting that more could have probably been done there, but it wasn't. Whoever designed it, I'm sure, was very proud of the work they did. It's very ornate just to have this blank spot there on the left. But at any rate, that is my 1917 United States note. And last, but certainly not least, some obsolete currency. I've already shown this once in one of my LCS pickups. This is a $10 Arkansas Treasury warrant from April 11th, 1862. And this would certainly fall in the place of my oldest piece of paper money, and very well could be my oldest piece of paper. I think it might be. I've got some old books, but I don't think any of them fall in the 1862 range. I don't think they do. I have some old textbooks, and I don't think any of them go back to the 60s. So this is probably my oldest piece of paper. And just a cool note to have. I've said before that I was born in Arkansas, so nice to have this. I've seen it before, but it was a bit more expensive than I wanted to pay, so glad that I stumbled to this at a good price. And now, last but certainly not least, I said that I was going to have a correction of errors, and that is going to be this Federal Reserve note, Series 1950A. Simply put, in the previous video I did make a mistake, and I said that this particular note would have been receivable in gold. But in 1950, citizens could not have gold of their own, not coinage or gold certificates or bullion. So no, you would not have been able to pick this up in gold. You would have been able to get this in silver shot. And an example of what you might have received can be found if you go to APMEX, not a sponsor, and look up silver shot and silver certificate. You'll be able to find an example of kind of what you would have received if you'd have turned a note like this, or a silver certificate at the very end of their run, what you would have received instead. Instead of a Morgan dollar or a peace dollar, you probably would have received silver shot instead. And that's a big thanks to Silver Surfer. He's the one that pointed that out. He made a comment in that video in the last currency update and just very gently mentioned, just something you might want to know. And that's that you wouldn't have been able to get gold. It would have been silver shot. And he was absolutely right. That's due to an act passed by Congress, due to FDR, saying that we needed to round up all of the gold and put it all in our reserves to help bolster the value of the dollar. And that ultimately led to FDR wanting to build Fort Knox. I believe it was him that did that, and there's some controversy about why he did that, if that was just political theater or if it was actually necessary to hold all the gold. But we'll talk about that in another video, because this one is very late and I need to finish getting it edited and getting it put online. This may be a little rough. This may not be as clean as if any of these videos have been clean, but this may not be as edited as the other ones, just so that I can make sure that I get it up at least on the same day, if not on time. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for everybody that stuck around. Thank you for all of my new viewers, everybody that came over from that shout out from Silver Surfer. Thank you again, sir, for doing that. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. If you didn't remember from the beginning of the video, my name is David, and this is the Numismatic Minute.